Talk about stories online in this morning's Digital Dive. President Trump is extending his social distancing guidelines despite saying just last week that he wanted to pack churches for Easter Sunday. Now, here's what finally flipped the script for President Trump. The initial 15-day period of social distancing urged by the federal government, it expired today, but now he's extending it through April 30th. The extension is likely due in part because of what the government's top infectious disease expert, Dr. Anthony Fauci, said during yesterday's press briefing. He said the U.S. could experience more than 100 to 200,000 deaths and millions of infections from this pandemic if we don't get it under control right now. The federal guidelines recommend against large group gatherings and urge older people and anyone with existing health conditions to stay home. People are also encouraged to work from home and avoid non-essential travel and shopping trips. Now, Fauci's prediction would take the death toll well past that of the average seasonal flu. And President Trump says the highest point of the virus death rate is likely to hit in about 2 weeks from now. Now, the president says we're going to hear more tomorrow on their findings and their strategies moving forward. Chris?